Greetings, I am Lion.
And I am Scandal.
And it's just impossible to believe together.
Yay!
Alright,
I mean, honestly, we are
aboard.
tired. So we actually had a funny thing. We had a discussion yesterday, my friend Liz and I, while Liz was sitting at the table. And then I was like, because they were she was reading off to me in the Play Store where they were discussing it going, you've just gotten to college. Like, it's your first year of college. There's a weird contrast where it sounds like basically, I can't remember exactly what the phrase is.
You finally arrived at college. You know, the party, in high school goes poorly, and then decide who you want to spend your college
years
time
with. Right. And for me, where I'm like, why the hell are we still in college?
Okay, they don't even say goes poorly. They say you have a little too much fun.
Right.
At a high school party.
Right.
But
the problem is that I was pointing out, I was going like, so as far as I can tell in this game, we're still not even close to college. We haven't even college is, to me, it sounds like what they're gonna do is that this is supposed to be, you're gonna run into suddenly all the guys, and then you get to pick the guy that you're gonna go to college with.
Except then I was reading, so my friend was like, no, it's not even supposed to happen in college, because obviously you're gonna pick the guy that you're gonna date during college, right? Except for then I was like, except for one of the guys is described as literally being, well, he's basically in a band, and he's super popular. Okay, he's in your personal favorite band.
Whatever that band is.
And he's super popular,
it.
and he's completely unattainable. What would basically a college student like him have interest in or a super popular person like him have any college freshman like you? It describes you, the MC, as a college freshman in the context of the game in reference to dating. So we have to get to college, start going to college, and then dating?
And I gotta say, guys, this is taking so long. I have a recommendation for you. This is from your relative. This is your relative Scandal, because there's no non-binary word for aunt or uncle. It's your bunkle. Okay, all right, it's your bunkle Scandal. I'm going to tell you, go fucking roleplay. This is taking so long. And some of these stories, I'm like, you guys, you will at least be able to develop friendships between people that you will know. You will be able to have long conversations about stuff with things. You'll be able to figure out what you think is fun. Maybe you might even find somebody that you will get into a deeper, more personal relationship with. That's not the goal, but that's also a possibility.
But it does often bring friends together to make stories together.
Right, and I'm like, go fucking roleplay. This to me, feels almost like a waste of time. Because this story is... Most of these stories really do not feel very well done at all, because they're just there trying to fill up your time, and I'm like, you could fill your time with other people.
Now, what's important about these games, and we've mentioned it before, is that specifically dating games, most of them are played alone by yourself.
Yep.
So these are the sort of thing people play when they don't have friends available. In the dark of the night, when they don't have, when nobody's answering their calls, when everybody else is at work. That kind of thing.
See, and I think that's ridiculous, because there's Discord and there's Skype, and you can text people over roleplay. There are lots of people who live around the world at different hours. And right now, you know what's even fun? Being an adult and going, I don't have a job, thanks, fucking America,
It's fine.
It's fine.
I have a lot of time to go do this. Okay. So the thing is you can do that.
Even though this is totally our job.
It is still very important to look at these games, because they do exist and people are using them. And so again, we are here trying to have some fun time while really analyzing.
Let us do this. Wow. You guys go have fun with people.
And then join us together. Yeah, join us here and have 3 of us, 5 of us, all of us together doing this. Yeah. And then go make your own stories, which are badass and better. Okay.
Yes.
And we will. And in the meantime, be more aware of the tropes you're using and the choices you're making because of what you learned and examined here. Even thoughts we didn't come up with, where you're like, what you said made me think of this other thing, or what I think you missed was this thing, and we love to hear it.
Yes.
So anyway. It's just impossible to believe. But I'm proud of you, Bern. You snagged a better guy even. Jonathan turned out to be a weird creep. Let's not address any of that issues. Just going, you know what? He looked so cool, and then he turned into be a stupid weirdo. And you got a much better guy now because, the football, captain of the football team. Good job. Did you bone him too? That would have been a bag, man.
How is that better?
Oh, it's so much better. Your reputation will be great. Seems like my gal has become a Silver Palace's hottie. Yep, that's where she's going. I have...
Oh my god. Again, I get how people are sometimes...
You had a rumor yesterday where everyone saw an ostensibly nude photo of you. Who knows whether or not it was actually you or not, but it's fine.
That was exposed to minors.
That was, shared around to minors in the school.
Oh my god.
But you know what it did? It got you a hot new love interest. You are now popular. Oh, that's amazing. Kayla, You're just going, please don't notice you're dead. Please just be positive and don't notice that you are dead. It's fine. She throws her arms in the air.
Except that I'm the one reading. You've run off with this game, and I
like,
appreciate it.
I'm just like...
She throws her arms in the air. I laugh at her reaction. I'm still the same person. Kayla!
Be really excited. Don't think about yourself.
Hi!
I know Ben fought Jonathan to save you, and you even have his number now. Oh, I know, but Ben fought Jonathan to save you, and you even have his number now.
She mimics having her mind blown.
You know what? I would love a nude picture of me to be passed around the school defamatorily, just so I could get a hot new boyfriend. If that's what it takes, I might do it.
I think, honestly, in that way, I'm like, this is very, to me, this is like, not like, oh God,
Okay,
wow,
so
that's so sad, embarrassing.
One
I'm like,
of
this is just
the
sort
things
of, like, just sad.
I was frustrated about. So I am sympathetic to Byrne here. Now, maybe it is the way my friend is interpreting them and playing them, but also for me, I've got the same interpretation of going, Byrne is naive, sheltered, quite young, and very much a people pleaser.
Yes.
She does not have a lot of her own ideas that she's ever got to pursue. And even when she did have her own idea, like, Kayla, I don't want to be Jonathan's girlfriend. And Kayla's like, no, that's not right. You know, you're fine.
Right.
And going, oh, so it sounds like she's very used to getting her own ideas shut down a lot. And even more following the crowd, whoever's around her kind of thing.
Right.
And so I'm like, in the Play Store, when we were looking at the description of this game, going, are there any warnings about this content? Is anyone else reacting to this content? You start the game with date rape.
Yeah, you really do.
Like, that is what you start the game with.
Right.
And I was like, no one mentions it anywhere. And they're all like, there's a lot of, I love the story, but then there's a lot of, I hate the protagonist. She's so shallow. She's so vapid. She's so stupid. She makes such dumb choices. She's so self-serving. She's so self-focused. And I'm like,
you know what I've noticed?
Where do you get that from? How are they reading this game that I'm not accessing?
But hang on.
Go ahead.
So I've noticed this. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before, and I find it to be personally very frustrating as somebody who identifies as queer and being even non-binary, of going like, there is so much basically woman or girl hate in regards to these stories
of women
like
hating women. There's a lot of that.
Like especially in regards to like people going, well, this main character is just terrible, and it's also like you can totally like critique them, but also just being like they're all usually terrible in the same way, and you're not even identifying with, like, for us, I'm not saying you have to, but I think it's really interesting. Both my friend and I are both like, oh my God, I feel for you so bad,
and then everyone's
because,
going,
like, she's so awful and so stupid and so this thing
and so self-centered. I'm like, she's trying to protect herself, so she's thinking about herself.
I'm like, the priorities are very interesting, and in that way, like, obviously, it's a fictional character, you can think whatever you want of them, but I think it's also interesting in that way that, like, there's more basically, like, vehemence and, like, denial of the character's, like, lack of autonomy, even though, obviously, it's a written scenario, so whatever, that doesn't mean anything. But also, like, for us then going, no, we just want to be more sympathetic. Like, it's an interesting, like, exercise in sympathy. Now, I'm not saying that this is well written at all, because as we've pointed out in other stories sometimes, too, where the things that we pick up on of cues or indicators of potentially going that way in regards to, you know, again, like in this scenario, Byrne is a people pleaser, Byrne is really trying really hard to make sure things go okay, that, you know, she doesn't get in anybody's way kind of thing. Guess what? Like, that gets dropped pretty regularly because they're not actually writing that.
Because what they're doing,
they're just trying to write something that's interesting.
Right. Well, or they're trying to write something that will keep you engaged.
Right.
I would say the thing
even
is...
if it's just to make you mad, because guess what? It works.
Right. Again, which is a form of interesting. But yeah, it's just really frustrating to see so many of these things of going, we're not writing a character, we're writing an experience. Right. And the experience doesn't have to have continuity because it's just experience after experience.
We're also writing the drama of the week kind of thing.
But it has the same names in it and the same pictures in it. So for me, I go, why?
Right.
Why not just have a bunch of little episodic, 100-word horror stories kind of thing?
Right.
Like, or romance stories, whatever.
Hey, I'll go engage in your creepypasta again. It seems to be what you want to do.
Your tiny, short, little, like, drabble creepypasta. Or romance pasta, if you will.
Right.
All right.
She mimics having her mind blown.
Ben isn't dating anyone right now, is he?
I shrug. You know, the gossip in Silver Palace better than me. That's you. It's not really me.
Yeah, you're right about that. Because no one talks to you because they can't actually see you. But that's just back of my mind, Kayla. Back of your mind.
It's not a thing. It's okay. Suddenly, Ben comes to our table and casually places his lunch next to mine. without
Kayla's-
asking and invading on my space. And Kayla has also really been interested in this anyway, even though she obviously wouldn't be saying it because, you know,
And
Kayla
it
going,
feels-
he can actually see you. That's amazing.
And going, oh God, what is he?
No.
And or what skills does he have?
Right?
Going, what is your horrifying backstory that lets you see this thing that is my friend that I don't want to know is dead? And then going,
Well, you see, unlike J.K. Rowling, she sees trans people.
yes, you have transitioned.
Anyway, I'm fine.
Yes, it's
Fuck
okay.
J.K.
We have run
Rowling
into
right
the
now.
discourse. It
It's
happens.
fine. Alright.
I am, yeah. Some people just need to stop having platforms and just enjoy their private life over there
There's kind of that
without
experience.
hurting people or telling other people what they should believe. Authors aren't there to tell you what you should believe. And
honestly, in that way too, it's the same thing actually with us, ironically speaking, and with most
we're
people.
not here to tell you what you should believe.
Yeah.
We're sharing our own thoughts in hope that you will come up with and make your own decisions with more information.
Now, we are totally aware of, or at least I know, like, many times I am aware of sometimes while I present things of going, this is an absolute and this is the way this looks. That is really still meant to be my opinion. I understand that, like, there are some things where I'm just like, I feel like they should be really obvious, but I don't have your experiences, so there are things
Right.
that I'm not going to be able to speak to
We
at
try
all.
really hard to not be absolute, unless it's something like, hey, she's wearing jeans, you know? That
Right.
kind of thing. And then we figure that's close enough to whatever interpretation we might have to not be a big deal.
Right.
That kind of thing. But I just have this thing of, I'm just Byrne going, and look, now he's behaving exactly like Jonathan did.
Yeah, no, I know.
Identically. He just assumes he can sit here, he just assumes we're connected to each other.
This is-
He just assumes, like, this is the exact
This
same
is-
thing.
this is
We
the
have-
same behavioral
We have
pattern.
Jonathan round 2.
Yeah, we do. Jonathan 2.0.
Oh, God.
Beep boop.
Hi,
Hi, Byrne. Oh, hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben. I'm not suspicious of you. I will make really the friendly. It's fine.
Just so you know, I'm going to
I'm-
vaguely threaten you.
I'm Kayla. We went to the same elementary school. You remember Byrne from school back then?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Him?
I saw Byrne die as a freshman, brand new to the school, and I won't say that.
Don't say it, don't
And
say
then
it.
I've been watching her ever since.
Oh, hi, Kayla.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. Ben diverts his attention to me. Okay. That is not what diverts means. Oh my god. A diversion is usually what somebody else does.
Well, you can do
like-
a diversion like I diverted the river, but like...
No, but I'm like,
But it's not like I took my attention from you, built a structure to move it over here, and moved it back to you. It's like, was his
I am-
tension aggressively focused on her? He just moves his attention back to
You would just say, Ben shifts his attention to me
Yes.
after he greets Kayla. Diverts is such a strong
Because you're
phrase.
super engaged.
Yeah.
So like he is absolutely stuck watching
Hi,
a massive
Kayla.
train wreck. Like I am engaged with this incredible spectacle before me, and I actively divert my attention from it to pay attention to you.
I will.
Is Kayla that much of a force of I demand you notice me? And he goes, holy shit, you really have been doing
I
I
am engaging. I am.
And then I will divert away from you.
Goodbye.
And she's like, you know why I can still see my friend? Because I'm a fucking powerful witch. Excuse you.
Screw you.
I will. And then he does have to divert his attention.
Right.
All right, here we go.
God, Nah. Are you ready for the test?
No, because I didn't get to study because you could have gotten in my way.
I was about to say that, going like, no way, because you didn't actually let me go home on time. You kept me out later than.
That's why I
then
didn't have time to
didn't-
study.
Also, again, smiling.
Ha, with no teeth.
No teeth again, guys. No teeth challenge.
It's the no
Hi.
teeth smile challenge.
I guess so. I can
There's
still
a
teeth.
tongue.
I guess so. I just didn't get enough sleep last night. What? Oh God.
Oh my god, and this is what he goes to, not sorry I kept you out late or up late. He goes, still thinking about Jonathan? You were
Again.
up thinking about Jonathan, weren't you?
I do
not
not.
trying to study, not out with me.
I recognize where the way that I'm presenting this is totally mean. I am still frustrated with this writer. Or writer/editor. Like, this feels very poorly
The
put together.
team.
Like, I still thinking about Jonathan. I'm like, you don't seem very aware of, like, what your character is doing. It's just sort of like, I'm used to these being tropes. This is what tropes
This is the
looks
type
like.
of thing. You know what guys care about? They care about whether or not you're thinking about another guy.
Right?
Going, Really?
Or now going, let's talk about romance, and now suddenly all we're interested in romance, other than the fact that we had an aggressive, huge stalker to begin with.
I guess, additionally, he's like, I like you, I joined chemistry because of you. I now like chemistry because of your passion for chemistry. And then going, I'm not going to think about chemistry or your test or your homework or something you care about, or even that I have stated that I care about your interests. I'm just going to be like, I'm super like, oh, you're still thinking about Jonathan.
Right?
Like, that's how I take this.
Still thinking about Jonathan? I don't know. I think not. Yesterday was just a crazy day. No, don't worry, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't anything that really distressed me at all. Please don't think about me, because I'm fine. I don't want to be a burden on anyone, or,
and I don't want to draw
any
attention that demands things from me.
But yeah, it's fine. I swear, it's just fine. I know. Hey, let's study together then. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. What?
Yeah.
That was the most abrupt. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Oh no, I'm gonna completely walk away, and then
there's a little pause
like
kind of thing of going, yeah, you know, it was just this, it was just that, it was just the other thing, and then, yeah, sounds like a good idea because you can't think of anything else to say.
Right?
So just that, you know?
Like also potentially just going, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Oh.
I've diverted. I've kind of been like really hesitant, and then I have seen that I'm not going to be able to say no to this. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Ben takes a bite of a sandwich. Would you like some? It's yummy.
Whoa.
Holy
He reaches
shit.
over and feeds you the
Physical
sandwich.
autonomy is completely out the window in this regard. What's going on? Like, I am actually have to say that, like, I'm even used to with the other Genius games where they don't force it on you this aggressively.
Where you get to choose or interact a little bit.
Like, this is super fucking weird.
Maybe what's going on.
Holy shit.
In reference to the comments in the App Store, maybe more of what's going on if I try and identify outside of my position, which sometimes I'm really bad at. Sometimes I'm really bad at getting into other people's heads.
Wow, really? You mean like sometimes I'm used to being in my own head and that's how I
so sometimes I can have a really hard time identifying with other people's positions, even in situations where it's really important. But for me, maybe the reason they thought of the protag as being vapid and irritating and self-centered and, you know, frustrating is because she's written so passive here that they're going, oh, she's just, you know, she's just doing whatever. She's just, you know, on board with everything. She's just, you know, and she just can't make up her mind about stuff. She's just wishy-washy and then always thinking about herself. Instead of seeing that you have what's written on the page as far as I'm understanding it. And the only way I'm really able to take it is a traumatized person who's been assaulted and then abused.
Honestly?
And who is in basically a void of support right now because her dad is gone.
Speaking of, that also would probably make sense. So Blythe and I, like, she and I both actually, like, observed very strongly almost all the comments, like, all the ones that we went through, like, and I'm talking about every single one, nobody mentioned her being sexually assaulted.
Not
period.
One.
Not a single freaking one.
None of them even mentioned Jonathan.
No.
Nope.
I was like, whoa, does nobody care about this?
Apparently it's just par for the course.
Which is why, for me, I actually kind of went, this sort of feels like basically these were all, like, paid responses, because, like,
however,
nobody really talks about what's going on.
As having been a girl and then a woman all my life, there's an experience of going, okay, so from what I know of girl and woman culture, we all hate each other and taught to hate each other so much, and there's so much victim-blaming culture of going, she was stupid. She behaved poorly at that party, and stupid things happened to her, and bad things happened to her because she was stupid. Now I don't like my protag because she's dumb.
Right?
That is the thing I can see happening based on the girls I knew when I was younger and the culture I was raised with, where basically it's your fault if it goes badly. And, like, the first time I had a really bad experience with consent, I thought it was my fault because I didn't say no properly. And that was really what I genuinely believed. If I had said no the right way, more clearly, more directly.
That sounds familiar.
And so I can totally see in the way that women judge each other and are taught to, that there could be of course I don't like my protagonist. She's an idiot that got herself all messed up at a party because she got drunk and couldn't, you know, and didn't control herself and didn't pay attention. She made stupid choices, drinking a damn drink that she didn't even know what was, and then she slept with this guy. And I don't like it, but that is the best I know of what that is. And it could set everyone up who's a girl playing this game to not like their protag.
Yeah. That's...
So
like that is genuinely like disappointing.
And
Like
then you get experiences
the thing is
like
now you bring
this.
that up, I'm like, shit, no, that's true.
And then you get experiences like this if he feeds me a sandwich and it's delicious, where to me, I go, you have dissociated completely. You just went I tried to resist you, I tried to shove you off, I tried to give you social cues of, yeah, I'm not really into it, yeah, it didn't work out well. And then he's like, so we should study together. And you're like, yeah, we should do that, because I don't have any more options anymore. And then he's like, you should try my sandwich, and just reads over, and you're like, and he feeds
And again,
it to
more
me.
bodily
And of course,
autonomy
what is
basically
it?
being taken away from you.
It has to be delicious.
But everybody blaming you too, though, for basically going, I don't. So that thing where sometimes where people are like, well, you can just choose not to do this thing. You can just choose not to do that. And it's like, okay, I liked actually somebody going, imagine though, like literally your choice is either do this or die, right? So there's actually a political cartoon that I still really, really, really like, where it's a person in a pharmaceutical office where they're like, if you want your drugs, your money or your life.
Yeah, they're really like your money or your life. And there's this
And
really
like,
good...
and that's the joke. And you're like, that also hurts so bad, because if you know anything about finances and money, particularly in the United States, it's god awful. And most
medicine
in general can cost an arm and a leg. And also, literally though, if you don't have it, for some people, you will die.
Yep.
You will die horrifically.
I can't afford my insulin. I can't afford my whatever. I was gonna say, but the thing was, is like, I just, with my friend the other day, we go to the store about once every 2 weeks, because we're still going, we don't want to contribute to, virus spreading, and we're trying to support everyone who's doing stuff for really important causes out there by also not doing unmeaningful movement.
Yes.
And we walked past an in-grocery store pharmacy, and I just heard the clerk go, it's, $842.92. And I'm like, it's almost $900 for whatever medication they're buying.
Yeah.
At the pharmacy in the store. And that's it. And you said this mom with her kid buying medicine.
Yeah, and that's it. And I imagine, especially something that potentially expensive, that kid will get really sick if they don't have it.
It's something important.
It's awful. Like, everybody's like, God, I love watching, like, especially, like, so on my Twitter feed where I'm kind of, like, flipping through things sometimes. I'm just like, my God, listening to basically people who don't live in the United States going like, oh my God, you guys sound like you live in a dystopia. And I'm like, I realize as I've gotten older, you're right. Like, I always thought, the dystopia after the nuclear bomb, blah, 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 whatever, like, that's ever gonna happen kind of thing. And I'm going, no,
But if
guys.
you write all of this down into a book the way it is now, focusing on the big pieces of it, it sounds so sensational. Even The Onion can't sensationalize it more. Like, this is a piece of dystopia.
Like,
and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
However, he feeds me a sandwich, and in the meantime...
It's delicious, but the next time we will be back to find out what else we don't really have a choice in doing, because if we don't do this, we're actually probably mildly afraid that Ben's going to turn into another Jonathan. And in fact, he already might be some kind of degree of another Jonathan, which is really fucking horrifying.
All right.
So thank you for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon if you'd like to support us, or if you'd like to sponsor us, or if you'd just like to, tip us because you think we're super awesome. But other than that, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!